Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I am the Reverend Rob Lee. Wow, bangarang. Okay, we got some things kicking, some things going on, people coming in. Glad you're there. Things are a little slow, but everybody's coming in. We're getting things started. So, one of the things I want to start with tonight is I want to start with our prayer. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, the Divine Mother, the one and the same, the all. We say thank you for the gifts, for the resources, for things that you have given us so that we can find our way. We're asking you for guidance tonight. Have the angels come in close, have the spirit guides come in close, but let me hear your words, not mine, as they come through. Let me understand and only give the message that you want people to hear. Let protection overflow from our hearts. Let each and every person surround themselves with a white light and only that which is of your good, of the higher good, and nothing that is not of the light is permitted to bother anybody. And all this we ask it, so mote it be. All right, man. So we got so much going on, everybody. Now, tomorrow, September 9th, 2025, 999. Some people are saying there's a portal with this or whatnot. I don't get into all the portals and stuff, but y'all know me, I am on my numbers. And one of the things we're going to do tonight is that the spread that we're going to do is going to be things you need to embrace, things you need to accept, but what you need to let go of. You have to remember in numerology, nines are about manifesting, bringing things in, but letting things go so something new can start. Only in the tarot is there a 10. In numerology, 1 plus 0 is 0. The zeros don't count. You go back to a 1. So it will be 1 through 9. And then the cycle starts over. But before a cycle can start over, there are going to be things you're going to have to let go of. Tomorrow, I've been telling everybody, this is the year for manifestation. This is the year for making some things happen. And one of the things I want you to realize tomorrow is if you're having problems pushing things over the edge, if you're having problems getting things through, tomorrow is going to be a great day where the number energy and the energy of the calendar and all of that comes together for a 9. We have 27 when you do the 9s together. What does that mean? 2 and 7, it's a 9. It's exactly what we're talking about. And if I look at the 2 and 7, the 2 is always about relationships, pairings, knowing what's going on. But this relationship is going to be between you and spirit, you and God, you and your higher self, you and the goddess. That's what this relationship's about. The 7 is always about taking a look to see what needs to change. When we look at the 7 in tarot, 7 of Pentacles is always about the gardener sitting there, the farmer on his hoe, but looking at what he needs to do next. And a lot of times, there are times when we're making a garden, when things are happening, that we need to let things go, dig something up, dig up some of the plants and get rid of them, no matter how great they're coming in, so everything else has rooms to breathe. And this is one of the things tomorrow, the energy for tomorrow is going to be great for, is capitalizing on that. So I want to take a look at it. And that's what we're going to do. So we are going to look at some of this directly. Everybody's coming in. I see more people. Yadi, Donna, Deborah, welcome. Glad you are here. Some new faces I see. Lakinia, glad you're here. Wow, have been a while. Thank you very much. See you soon. We're going to talk, I hope. Frida, glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. People popping in all over the place. James T. Maria, glad you are here, and we're going to find out. So, one of the first things we have tonight in this question, okay, Yadi, you got a job offer. Great, okay? But you don't know how to feel about it. Well, that's going to be on you. What are you willing to accept? One of the things I've told you in all of these things is about you might need to be careful about not accepting something you're comfortable with now, but only you know your finances and know what things is happening. So there are no benefits, there's no or 401k. They said maybe next year, is this the right job for me? If you take this job, we are going to take a look at what you have to embrace. I've got the spread up over here. 3 cards, so y'all can write this down. What you have to embrace, what you have to accept, and what you have to let go. And we're going to do that. If you take this job, there's going to be some things. And let's find out what Spirit has to say about this. And we will go from there. Okay. So let's find out. I am going to grab a pendulum here. Okay. I am going to bring the pendulum into work. And we are going to start. And I'm going to say, pendulum, Spirit, are you going to work with me using the pendulum? Yes. Good deal. Okay. For those of y'all who are new or whatnot, I pre-programmed my pendulums. I know how they work, what they do, my yes, no. We have come to agreements on some of this already. So that would be the thing. Pendulum, I would ask you, do you need a cleaning? I keep you between crystals as it is. So nope, we are good to go. All right. Let's find out what's going on here. So Yadi, all right. She's received a job offer. She's a little concerned that there are no benefits or 401k. Is this the right job for her? What I'm getting is a diagonal, meaning it needs more information, okay? It may not be the perfect job, but you know your situation. Is this something you need to take hold of, but you keep looking for jobs? That's one of the things we all have to wear, and nobody's got to walk your path but you. So be careful about somebody telling you, no, this isn't the job for you, okay? And you not taking it. You know, one of the things I will credit my father with was he told me at one point with different decisions I was having to make, and they were huge decisions. Nobody's got to walk this path for you. Everybody will give you an opinion, okay? But you need to understand only you have to live the results. It's very easy to give somebody hard advice or what to do. It's not so easy to live with that advice. So Yanni, some of that you're going to have to talk to Spirit about and find out what's going on. So here we go. We're going to do what to embrace. Let me bring the screen up. What to embrace, what to accept, and what to let go. So with this new job in question, what does Yadi need to embrace? And that card coming out of the gate is the Magician. Again, you've got to embrace the fact that this is on you. This is your decision. You have different resources and everything that you need, that this is going to be okay, that you can accept that. What do you need to embrace in this new job? You need to embrace, there's movement, okay? Things could change, things are going, but this is saying this is all moving real fast. So take your time to look at it and find out what's going on. But now, in the spirit of 999, here is what you need to let go of. Look at what we have here. We have choices, okay? Are you being too picky? Right now, does this serve your need? All right? So, Yadi, in this, what this is saying is this is going to come on you to make a decision. You can always move, okay? You're going to have to embrace the fact that things are changing. You're going to have to learn something new, but the Eight of Wands is always about movement, all right? This job may have movement for you, and you're going to have to accept that the way things are going right now, this might be what you have to do. What you're going to have to let go of, okay? What I'm seeing is trying to cherry pick at this moment. You want something new to come in your life. You want something to try. What I'm seeing is, and that's why my pendulum was going at a diagonal. This is going to be whatever you make of it with this job, okay? And remember, it's not the draft. You don't have to stay in it, but you need to give it the best shot you can if that's what you're going to do. A lot of this is going to depend on you, your needs. You're going to have to make the decision about what happens. Wow. Banger. Okay, there we go. Yachty, there you go. Now you see it, now you don't. We we've all been there and we understand that. And sometimes you do need to take something to have it and then keep looking, keep doing whatever. You may find out you actually love this job. This job may allow you some advancement with that Eight of Wands card that you never saw coming. All right. So, Bangarang, let us know. Keep us posted what you decide, and we will go from there. So, look, Kenya, good to see you. Any messages Spirit has for me? Yes. And we're doing structured readings now on Monday night, where, like I said, we're getting ready. I am going to read for you, LaKenya, what Spirit is saying, what you need to accept, what you need to embrace, what you need to accept, all right, and what you need to let go of. So let's do that reading right now and find out what's going on, okay? Let's see what's happening. All right, here we go. All right. So, LaKenya, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you. All right, now, here we go. Do the split. Let's get this back up and running. Boom. So, LaKenya, what do you need to embrace? There's something you need to grab, something you need to hang on to. And what they're saying is the Queen of Cups. This is falling back in love with yourself. You're needing to remember, maybe you've been a little too analytical, okay? It's okay to love and to put yourself out there. It's okay to care about other people or whatnot, but you need to make sure you're caring about you first. My first question would be, this is a reminder that you need to embrace the love of yourself. The Queen is that feminine energy, which is also, when I see these in the court cards, means internal. It's looking at you internally. And this glass of wine, are you enjoying life? Are you loving life? Are you living to love? And that's one of those things. I know there's been some looking and some things going on, but in this, do you love and appreciate where you're at? And do you love yourself? Now, what do you need to accept? All right. And the acceptance here is, a Knight of Cups. Is there somebody that's trying to make their way into your life? All right. The Knight of Cups is allowing yourself to maybe try. There's somebody that you might be interested in, or you might be overlooking, because this is what you need to accept. All right. That maybe you've got the right person, or are you putting people in the way, trying to get to that perfect, the hunk, the thing? I'm sorry. Not everybody could be me. I wish they could. But no, seriously. The Knight of Cups is here to say you need to accept that somebody is trying to give you their love, okay? And somewhere in there, it's real. You don't have to rush into anything. Notice the horse is standing still, okay? But somebody's paying you some attention. Maybe you're not so used to giving them, or have you been too picky? I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. Just asking the question. You know the right answer. What you need to let go of is stress, okay? You're getting all in your head about this situation. And what I'm really seeing here is love is the situation. So the Eight of Swords, you're almost coming at this too logically. And I want to ask you this. Are you carrying over from past traumas and past relationships? Are you carrying that in to when you're meeting new people? It's a question you need to ask. That's what you have to let go of. You have to take new people on their merit and not be assigning traits from a past relationship, if that makes sense. All right. That's what I've got. Wow. Bangarang. Let me know what's going on. Okay. And we'll see what's happening. It's good to see you again. So, all right. Here we are. Let me put these back in the deck and find out what's shaking tonight. Everybody, yes. So tomorrow, 999. All right. 9 is manifestation. 9 is bringing something to an end so something new can come in. Okay. 9 is about understanding a cycle is coming to an end. What does that need to do? Where are we at? And what's happening with that? So let's find out. Okay. So here we go, Maria. I am also wondering, will I get the job at the interview where Ana was the person interviewing me? Okay, I'm going to do this. All right. I can pick this up. My fingers don't want to work. Okay. So, pendulum. Maria is asking about a job. She got an interview from someone by the name of Aina. Aina. I don't know how to say the name. Okay. That person was interviewing her. Is Maria going to get that job? I'm getting a yes, but I'm getting a slow yes and a bobble, which is telling me there's going to be some things that are going to come with it. Everything might not be ironed out. You need to make sure you get all your questions answered before you jump in. They might be shifting some things around. Everything may not be what you think it's going to be. Okay. So ask all of the questions you need to ask. So, what do you need to know about that, Maria? I'm glad you asked that question. So here we go. Embrace. Maria, what do you need to embrace? Let me bring this back up. Here we go. What does Maria need to embrace about this new job thing or this situation with the job? All right. Here we go. All right. You know what? The Page of Wands. You got to get passionate about something. There's something here. Is this going to build your fire? This is going to be something. Be careful you're not too childish about it. Pages are always about childishness, whether it's a good part or a bad part. A lot of the court cards come with warnings as well as blessings or guidance. And what I'm getting here with the Page of Wands is what is something you need to embrace. If you're going to take this job, you need to get passionate about it. And you need to say, do I like it? Look at that. Is this something that excites you, that you feel like you're going to accelerate at? If that's it, that's what you need to embrace to hang on to. Now, what do you need to accept? The 10 of Wands is here, all right? There might be some burdens or some parts of this job that you're not going to like. But to get this job, you're going to have to accept that and accept that something's also coming to an end. Remember here, what a time for this 10 of Wands. In tarot, the 10s are the sign that something's coming in. So the burdens are, what are you carrying around with you, okay, that might keep you from enjoying this job? So embrace the fact that you enjoy it, but you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to do some duties or some things that you're not going to be too fond of, okay? You're going to have to carry a little bit of a burden, but you'll be able to make it and move forward. That's going to be the thing. Now, what do you absolutely need to let go of? The 5 of Swords. Now, this is a mental thing again, okay? What you've got to let go of in the 5 of Swords is this conflict you've got going on in your head. What's happening, okay? Is this where you need to be? Is this where you want to be? The 5 of Swords, what you need to let go of is this: I will accept a job, I will do something that I don't want. And what this card always means to me is win the battle, lose the war, okay? You might find yourself in a stuck place or whatnot. So if you want to keep this job, get excited, okay? Realize there's going to be some duties you're going to have to learn, some new things that are going to come at you. But what you got to let go of is the fear of failure. What you've got to let go of is the fear of knowing or wondering, is this going to be perfect? When is this? If you carry that fear into this new job with you, you're going to manifest everything going wrong, okay? Hold your ethics, do what you need to do, but embrace this beautiful childlike spirit of being passionate about fire, of knowing what you've got, of understanding. You know what? With each job, there comes different things. There are parts of jobs. I've had a ton of jobs. And you know what? There was no job that I loved everything about it. All right. So I had to accept some things and I had to let go of some things and deal with some things. This is what I'm saying. Embrace that childlike spirit. Accept that there's going to be some hard work, maybe some learning for you to be successful. But what you have to let go of is this overthinking it, beating yourself up, and going throughout and letting this go. Don't let other people talk you out of it. You have to decide for yourself if you're going to be happy or not. Wow. Bangarang. Okay. Let me get over here and we'll get this thing going again. All right. I see you down there. I've got Frida next. Juliana's in. Mystery Singer. And then James T. Glad you're here. Welcome. So I see y'all there. We're gonna get your questions answered. We're gonna find out what's going on. Miss Frida, how are you? What message does Spirit have for me? And so I'm gonna take a moment here, and I'm just gonna let my brain catch up and not try to be so. I want to concentrate on Frida. How are you? What are you doing? How are things going for you? This is important. Whenever you're doing readings for people, especially if you're doing a lot of them and you're doing things back to back, sometimes you got to take a minute to refresh because it becomes a time thing and we stop listening to Spirit. That shouldn't be. And that's what I'm doing right now is just taking a sip of coffee and saying, Spirit, I'm getting overloaded. Different things are going. Breathe in, breathe out. Everybody breathe in with me, breathe out. That's one of the things we're doing. So Frida is asking, what message does Spirit have for me? So let's take a look. You know what? I'm going to take a look at this in a different way. I don't know why I'm being told to, Frida. I'm going to pull you 3 cards, all right? But I'm being told there's a different type of message for you. And this is going to be a very, very important, okay? Something shifting with the energy and what I'm getting from Spirit. So might shift here a little bit for a couple of readings. We'll see what's happening. But it's very strong and I cannot ignore it. So Frida, what message does Spirit have for me? Let's find out, okay? And here we go. All right, Frida. Oh, there we are. All right. So Frida, I'm going to pull the 3 cards. But I'm not going to go off. We have the 7 of Wands, okay? The Page of Coins. All right, let me bring this back down here. The Page of Coins, all right? And then we have the Knight of Swords. All right. Frida, what I'm getting here, okay? If I go with the embrace, accept, let go, all right? Embrace who you are. Embrace that people are going to challenge you. Embrace that it's okay to defend yourself, but not go on the attack. Accept that new information, new things are happening. You're going to get some new resources or whatnot, and you're going to have to figure out how to handle them. But what you would have to let go of is the Knight of Swords, and that's rushing in, getting everything and having logic dictate everything. You got to be careful about that. In this message, I am seeing the 7 of Swords or the 7 of Wands is talking about you defending what you believe or what you see where you're at. It is okay to defend. It is not okay to constantly stay in a defensive state. Stop, turn around, defend whatever you need, but then you got to turn back around and move on. The Page of Coins. This card really interests me in this deck, all right? Because this page is holding 1 pentacle, 1 coin. But if you look out, he's got this vast field and everything that's out there. What I want you to do is to be careful, okay, about overanalyzing what you're going to do with this coin. Looking at all the details. Are you being too logical? Is your brain coming on? Because that's what I'm seeing here is the Knight of Swords is saying it's time to take action. But that Knight comes with a caution of you have to make yourself happy. You have to let other people be happy. You have to do some things. And Knights can be so very strong, Frida, that they will knock out cups, coins, wands. They will override, and we forget what the ultimate thing is. So I want you to move forward, but I want you to move forward with caution. And I want you to remember this caution is here, that it's okay. You know what you want to do? Take a look. If this is a new dream, a new thing, or something that you've been wanting to do, take a look at it. It's time to plant that coin. It's time to find that the way you want it. Resources are coming in. And if you don't start working on that, you're not going to reap the right things or what you need to know. Now, the Knight of Swords, get a plan, stay with it, and then move on. But don't lose sight of everything else with the plan. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates with you. Type something in. Let me know if it resonates. I'd love to hear what's going on and find out what's happening. So, bangarang, there we go. Let's see what's happening here. Getting these cards mixed back up. And here we go. So, Frida, thank you. Glad you are here. All right, Juliana. Hi, I want to know what is blocking me to get a job. I apply for a lot of opportunities, but I never get the job. Okay. Some of this is going to be the way you're thinking and manifesting. All right. And there are so many things at work right now with work and career. There's a lot of wild energy out there, but this is the time to let something go. So, Juliana, what's blocking you? So let's do a look at this. Here's your situation. We're going to look at your situation, the obstacle, and what you need to learn. I'm going to do it that way. The situation, the obstacle, and what you need to learn. I know I told everybody what I was doing. I'm shifting. Spirit talks in some of these. I feel like I need to shift with what people are asking or whatnot. Normally, I don't allow anybody to take me off track, but we are going to stay in that mode. I will stay with 3-card pulls or whatnot. So, Juliana, here we go. Let's take a look. All right. So, Juliana, I want to know what's blocking me to get a job. We're going to do the situation, okay? The obstacle and the lesson. So, Juliana, the situation, 8 of Wands, okay? Things are constantly moving. One of the things I'm getting here is I know you apply for a lot of jobs. Are you willing to move? Are you willing to, because this is saying this is your situation. Some jobs may require you to move. Some jobs need you to change and move forward with the times, change your thought process or things like that. The 8 of Wands is always about movement, all right? Where are you? What's going on? Because when I see this as the situation, there are a lot of things that are coming at you, and you just have to keep trying. Stop thinking negatively. But at the same point, the 8 of Wands is always about movement. Is there something that you need to move on, but you need to change your environment, change what's going on? Is there something you need to get out of in order to do this? This situation is saying there is something you need to move away from. Now we have the obstacle. You know what? King of Coins. A lot of times I see this obstacle, all right, as there's two. I'm going to get you with 2 things, okay? Is this a parental figure? Okay. And coins, are they paying all the bills? So therefore, you're unable to move, you're unable to take jobs you want, or are you standing on your own? The King of Coins is saying you have to become, the obstacle is becoming the master of your resources and what's going on around you. Okay. People look at that. Check your social media. Folks, if you're out there looking for a job, they do check your social media. If there's a lot of negative stuff and you're looking for a job, clean it out. I don't care which side of the fence you're on something. Only positive things should be in your social media while you're looking for a job, because they will check, they will look. It's nowadays, that's the best way to get to know how somebody is, why that's coming to me. But that's one of those things that are coming. The King of Coins is saying you have to learn to manage resources or deal with somebody of power. And this is a male coming through very strong for me or whatnot. Now, the lesson to be learned, all right? Man, look at all the pages coming tonight, y'all. The Page of Swords. When you're putting in for a job, and you're putting in for an application, here's the lesson you have to learn, okay? Number one, if you're applying with resumes, all right, and you're not getting the answer back on the resumes, one of the things is you have to look at your resume and revise your resume. Page of Swords is about learning, about understanding what's going on. And this is the lesson. If you make sure the verbiage in your resume correlates to the verbiage within that job application. I've already been through all this with a bunch of other people. I'm not going to go through it again, but it's very important in today's electronic age of resume submission. Now, the other part is you need to do, when you submit a resume, if you think you're going to get a chance at it, stop what you're doing, start building a file, and study on what that job with that company is. Do your research, find out what's going on, okay? Because what I just got hit with is people are asking you questions that you might be not knowing the full answer to because you don't know what the company's mission statement is. You don't know what the company's thought wave is, process, things like that. So check that out, find out, but then start a file. So when that company says, hey, we're with so-and-so and so-and-so, we have an appointment we'd like to do an interview, accept the interview, but get in and do your research. Go back, look up what resume you sent them, look up what's happening with them and what their job is thinking, know about their job. So A, you have the right questions, B, you're able to move and find out what's going on. Okay, this is what I'm getting for you. Let me know. All right. So, bang, all right. That's the biggest thing I got for you, Juliana, in that. Okay. So, everybody, if you need an actual in-depth reading and want me to spend some more time rather than just doing this here, in the description below, there's to book a session. Click right there. There's also my links in there where you can just go into my link tree and find out where I need to be, what I'm doing, and book a session. And I'll be glad to go into a lot more detail with you. Okay. And let's see what's happening. All right. So, Mystery Singer. Wow. Songs of the Masked Singer or Visions of the Masked Singer just came into my head. Hi, at Tarot and Attitude. How will my final surgery go? Okay. I will ask. All right. Nothing to me is ever set in stone. All right. We're going to do a quick pendulum ants, you know what? I'll pull 3 cards and we'll do a pendulum reading. Okay. So, Mystery Singer wants to know how her final surgery will go. And what I've got here, the first card up, let me bring it up, is the 7 of Cups. Meaning there's going to be some things you're going to have to make decisions on. You may not like the aftercare of the thoughts that they're giving you, but you're going to have to make a choice of whatever's going on in your life for things to happen. Choices are going to be coming at you after the surgery, some things you're going to have to decide, or even coming up into the surgery. You know, we have the Ace of Cups. This is being able to say emotionally, there's going to be a whole whirlwind of emotions, but it's starting over. You're going to be fine. Look at the peace stuff, things like this. But you might have to deal with some emotions through this. And there could be a whole whirlwind of them coming at you. I'm seeing that everything's going to be okay, but there might be some issues you're going to have to contend with. Ultimately, in this, we have the Queen of Wands. You know, your independence, you have to make your decision about what you want to do and where this is going to take you in your life. How this is going to move forward, it's on you. That's going to be that important. So now I'm going to grab a different pendulum. All right. I'm going to ask, Pendulum, will you work with me this evening? Yes. Okay. Mystery Singer wants to know how her final surgery will go. Is this surgery going to be okay? That was a very strong yes, and it was a decided yes. All right. Is she going to have to be making choices because of something for the surgery? Yes. But everything's saying you're going to be okay, but there are some choices you are going to have to make but understand everything's going to be okay. All right. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Everything's going to work out fine. And what I'm seeing is this is all going to be okay. All right. Banger. All right. Let me get over here, get these cards spread back out and shuffled out somewhere else in the deck and see what we've got to go here. So, James T. All right. My question is, should I allow an ex from 20 years ago to return? Is she sincere? If you're having to ask me that question, the answer is you should not be involved in it. All right. This is coming. Remember, I have my master's of social work. I did couples counseling, marriage counseling, things like this when I was in Florida. All right. I do have my counselor. And one of the first things I would say is it's not fair to her if you cannot bring her into this relationship. All right. With total trust. I will tell you this. Some of these remarriages, restarts, things like that, some of them do work. Not a lot. Okay. So what do you need to know? And so here we are going to go and let's find out. So you desire obstacle solution. Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Here's what you're going to have to do. We're going to do an embrace, accept, and let go. Let's find out what's happening here. All right. So, man to man, one of those things. When we get lonely, sometimes we go back to things that hurt us to begin with. Okay. A lot of discussion has to go in this before you bring somebody back into your life after 20 years. We remember things that happened, and I'll tell you some of the stuff we talk about here. All right. So when we embrace, accept, or let go, James, okay, what we've got under the embrace is it's a mystery. All right. There are secrets, there are things. You need to embrace your intuition. All right. This thing's got its dark side and it's got its light side. Was it a shared falling out? Is she going to be questioning, asking the same questions? Is this something you're going to have to embrace, that mystery of, is this going to work? And when I say embrace it, that means you can't be living in, oh, I'm watching. I'm looking for my flares. I'm looking for mistakes. You have to embrace that this path is got obstacles. Things are going to happen. And sometimes you're going to have to put on the wolf, and sometimes you're going to have to be the sheep. That's exactly what you do. But that works for both of you. Now, what we've got here is what you're going to have to accept is the 8 of Cups. If something no longer serves you, you need to accept that you've let it go and walk away. This is not a good thing to have to accept. It's time to move. Don't go backwards. I always worry about that going backwards. Now, like I said, sometimes these types of relationships do work out, but they are not common. Do some research. Go on Google. How many times does somebody get remarried to the same person and doesn't work? Okay. What you're both looking for, what you're doing here is you need to understand it's better. Okay. What's the old saying? To have lived and loved than to have not loved at all. Okay, you did that, but now it's time to go on. When you bring this person back in your life, you are going to tie up your love life. This is 8 of Cups. You're going to tie up your love life with a bunch of stuff that you already let go of. All right. You don't need that hassle. Why would you bring that negativity back into your life? This is one of the things. Accept the fact that you let it go and you were able to move forward. Now, what do you need to let go? 10 of Swords. Okay. If you're going to do this, what you've got to let go of is a whole feeling of betrayal. You know, is she sincere? You can't have that. If you're going to do this and you're still holding that worry, the answer for you is if you can't let that go, it's time to let the whole relationship go. do not bring that person in. And just from the way your questions worded, now again, don't kill the messenger, okay? We remember, in working with addicts, I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to talk to you about this for a bit, okay? Listen to me very closely. I never worried about an addict at the 2, 3, 4 month mark. Where I worried about my addicts, recovering addicts, alcoholics, is at the 8, 9, 10 month mark. Well, Rob, why? That seems like, well, because you're not an addict. Diet people. How many times have you seen people lose pound after pound after pound? A friend of mine went through gastric bypass and wound up putting 50 pounds back on and went into a panic, and now they're trying to lose weight again. Okay? Why? Because it's very easy early on to remember the bad times. It's fun when an addict pays their bills. Hey, look, I paid my bills. I didn't have to ask mom and dad for anything. I was able to buy my kid a gift. All right? Well, listen, James, this is how this is going to relate to you. In a relationship, we always remember the good, the bad times up front. Then we get down the road. We get lonely. It's an easy thing to come back in. And what happens? We've forgotten the bad times. And now we're only remembering the good times. If I offend somebody here, I don't mean to. One of the things addicts will tell me all the time, sex takes a complete different turn because dope sex cannot be duplicated. And they have a hard time with that down the road. They've got to learn to live without it. And it changes perspectives to those things of your life. You know what? Being involved with somebody that you trust, don't trust, or always have a doubt about will change the perspectives of your life. I would challenge you, give this plenty of thought, give it some prayer, because right now, yes, you're remembering a beautiful face. You're remembering when things were good, okay? Battered women, battered men. I've dealt with both, okay? Always remember, well, when they're good, they're good. But when they're bad, they're horrible. And they never want to receive. And I'm not saying she abused you, okay? But if your question is she sincere? No. Nay, Fluffy. Don't bring that back into your life, okay? Do not bring that back into your life would be Reverend Rob's personal opinion. And what I'm seeing here in the cards is kind of backing me up on that. You've moved on already. Let it go. Why would you rewalk back down that path again without knowing for sure? Okay. So let that be said. Let that be known. That is my my question for it, or my answer from what I can see there. And that is what's going on. So again, if you want to go into more detail, I'd love to go into more detail. All right. Having been down that road a little bit myself, okay. Yeah, no, it's not pretty. All right. It's not pretty. So just be careful. You know, folks, when we look at life and we talk about things like this, all right, we have to remember we walked down a path at some point. And there are things we have to embrace. And you know what? Sometimes we have to embrace the fact that, you know what? I learned a major lesson from here. I have to accept the fact that this didn't work. It's not just accepting the good things. Sometimes we have to accept the bad things. And what do we need to let go of? We need to let go of starting that cycle over again. So, you know, that's very important. I want people to listen to that and find out what's going on. Wednesday night, 8:30, Miss Bridget and I will be on again. I hope Cynthia's safe. She's on vacation. All right. And believe we're going to be able to see her tomorrow. Wife and I are taking a trip down to Salem because she's within an hour and a half of where we live. And we are going to be taking a trip down and meet for lunch so I can meet her face to face. Would love to meet everybody else. October 26th, the Sunday before Halloween, I will be doing another live show at the Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts, 6 o'clock. I'll be putting all that information up, and let's find out what's going on. So from there, that's where we're at. Okay, folks, is there anything else I'm missing here or whatnot? Gillian, is there something else I need to take a look at, or are we? Gillian's my wife. She's my producer. She takes a look at these things for me, and that way we can we know what's happening. So, Estrella, post your question in the chat. Yes, there was somebody else I thought I saw. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, everybody hit the subscribe button. If you've got a question, there was somebody else up here that was saying, how do I get in? How is Ruben feeling towards me? Estrella, let me tell you, welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. And the attitude is, I don't know. You know what? Because I don't read people third party. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. Because if I give you an answer and things change, how do you know? Guess what? You need to date, find out, talk, have a conversation with Ruben about this and find out what's going on. We're not meant to know what somebody's feeling unless we put in the work. And the problem that's coming in is people are doing too much of not putting in the work. So what I want you to do is put in the work, because you may find out this could be the best thing that ever happened. All right. It could also be a nightmare. I am going to ask the cards, what does Estrella need to know about? Let me see if there's one here. Nope, not right there. So we're just going to do a 3-card reading for you, Estrella, about what you need to know about this relationship, having a relationship. That's going to be the thing, because that's going to be on you. All right. Somebody will do the reading for you. Just think about if somebody was asking that question about you, all right, without your permission, I don't want to be digging around, digging around in somebody's subconscious or in their life without their permission. Okay. Let's see, and let's see what's happening. So Estrella, let's see what's going on here. So for you, what you need to see is 10 of Cups. A relationship with him is starting out pretty good. Okay. It's showing what you need to know about a relation with. Are you giving him the chance? Now, Ace of Coins is here. All right. This could mean a whole new way of living for you. My question is, and I don't know why I'm asking this, but it just came through to me loud and clear. Is there a third party? I always want to make sure that this person is not married. If they are married or in another relationship, you need to leave that relationship alone until it clears itself and stay out of it. So that's the question that I got from seeing this 10 of Cups here. The Ace of Coins is understanding this is a whole new situation. It could be calling for all new resources. Could be meaning a new beginning in your life, and you need to make sure you're ready to deal with that if that happens. We have the Lovers. I'm seeing that this could be a very strong relationship for you two. You have to see if he feels the exact same way. I would feel good about telling you, date, find out, talk to him. You don't have to dive into marriage. You don't have to dive into bed. One of the things you have to do is spend some time and see what's happening. Know the lay of the land, know everything. And this very well could be a very good relationship for you. This is all great cards here, okay? Culminating in the Lovers. And this is, again, the word commitment is coming into my head. And that's what I want you to find out. Is there a third party or not? If there's not, then you need to sit down, have a conversation, talk, tell him how you feel. Do you care? You need to concern yourself with what you're willing to do, what you're willing to put out, and see what's going on, okay? I guess put out's a bad word. What you're willing to do to make this relationship work, okay? If he doesn't acknowledge that he loves you, likes you, cares about you, or whatnot, do not chase him around, okay? Let's find out. I am seeing that this could all end very well, so I would encourage you, what's happening here in these cards. Oh, good. That makes sense. All right. There you go. Oh, Miss Cynthia, good for you. I had a blast today. My back is killing me, though. A lot of walking there. There we go. Glad you had a good time, and we will see you tomorrow. So this is going to be fun. But Estrella, yeah, pick up the phone, find out. Don't be afraid to question, to ask, what does he see in life? Where does he go? And you need to find that out for yourself rather than having some bald dude tell you, yeah, he loves you. And then something, he might love you very much. You might love him. It doesn't necessarily mean y'all are meant to be together. You have to find that out to see where y'all fit together in life. Does that make sense? All right. Diabetics love chocolate. Diabetics love sugar. Okay. The tarot dad I needed. There we go. You're welcome. Glad to have at it. I'm good at being that. That's for sure. Okay. That's for sure. So thank you very much. But he's spot on. James T. All right. Thank you very, very much. So wow. All right. This has been fun. I appreciate the late questions. Is there anybody else before we get going? Put your question. I could have swore somebody else said, how do I get in? And it might have been Estrella way back up here somewhere, or they might have given up and not come in. But so if that be the case, going once. Estrella, you're quite welcome. Thank you. Everybody, the tribe is here. We're going to meet Monday nights, 8:30, Wednesday night, 8:30. Miss Bridget will be back on with me. We're going to have a good time, and get ready. We are going to make a spectacle out of every Wednesday night for Halloween. We are going to do Halloween-driven shows every Wednesday night up until Halloween. So make sure you get subscribed. Make sure you hit that little bell so it rings notification. Most importantly, hit that like button for me and share with everybody else of everything that's going around. So, one of the things that's important is that we try to help people find their wings so they can fly and be happy. And sometimes I can be a little rough. I can be a little abrupt, tarot and attitude. I tried all that airy-fairy crap, and it just don't flow with me too well. Some people just need to hear it the way it is. And one of the things I want you to do is anytime I get a little tough, all right, it's one of those things where I'm doing it because I just want you to wake up. Make sure you understand you are in control of your life, all right? If you don't like where you're at, you're not a tree. Move. You can do that at any age. You can do whatever you need to do. Is it scary? Oh, hell yeah, it's scary. But this is how you build your life the way you want it. Take an action. Tomorrow, I want everybody to give it some thought. What do I need to let go of so I can start a new cycle? What do I need to let go of so I can finish this year out manifesting in strength? That's what we need to do. But above all else, remember, take what you want. Disregard anything you don't agree with. But I want you to leave having experienced a little peace, love, and light. Banger.